I'm John Cole. I have the honor of being the president of Skokie of this year, but more importantly today I've got the opportunity and the honor to recognize, one, all of you for being here, thank you, and two, a wonderful opportunity to present the work of a great friend and sculptor, Tom Arthur. And Tom goes without introduction, particularly here at Skokie. And that's a great honor in itself. I've got to say, one of the things that will stay at Skokie forever is Tom's view, which has been passed on to many, that every day, everyone should spend that moment to say hello, greet one another. And that's a very special thing, and it's part of what makes Skokie different and Tom special. So I want to welcome him and let him take over for the moment. Tom, good morning.
I'll try. Mostly people can hear me. Is there anyone who can't hear me? Buenos días y bienvenidos. En esta ocasión, yo siento que todos de nosotros tenemos corazones latinos, ¿sí? Corazones latinos. Gracias al presidente John Cole, a la dirección del club, Chuck Scott, especialmente a Marianne and Bob Wataska y al padre Kenneth Anderson. Es verdad que estoy el escultor de esta humilde estatua. Fue hecho de terracota, arcilla y madera, pintada con acrílicos y hojas de oro artificial. Confieso que tuve un modelo con una cara de una norteamericana, pero tal vez por eso ella es más universal. Espero que su nariz no sea importante. Conozco un poco de la historia de Juan Diego y su visión en el cerro Tepeyac, cerca de la ciudad Tenochtitlan, ahora la ciudad de México. Empieza el 9 de diciembre de 1531, solamente 10 años antes de la conquista. Ahora voy a hablar en inglés porque todos de estos gringos no son tan familiar con la historia de Juan Diego. Juan Diego was on his way to Mass when a young woman appeared on the hilltop, Cerro de Tepeyac, and spoke to him in Nahuatl, the native language, directing him to build a church on the spot where they then stood. Juan Diego told his story to the Spanish Archbishop Zumarraga, who told him to seek a miraculous confirmation. More miracles followed, and the lady became the most popular religious figure in the New World, known as the protector and advocate of indigenous people. The Spanish also equated her with miracles in their homeland, aiding the deliverance of the Christians from the Moors in the 12th century, Reconquista. In 1810, Father Hidalgo y Costilla stood on the steps of his church in the little town of Dolores, now called Dolores Hidalgo. I am proud to say that I have stood on that very spot. He was a leading conspirator for Mexico's freedom and independence, as he shouted the Grito de Dolores, equivalent to Jefferson's Declaration of Independence. Hidalgo began with strong words. Death to the Spaniards and long live the Virgin of Guadalupe. I also call your attention to the book of Revelation. And a great sign was seen in heaven, a woman arrayed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and on her head a crown of 12 stars. In Espanol, un gran señal aprecio en el cielo, una mujer avistada del sol con la luna debajo de sus pies, y una corona de 12 estrellas sobre su cabeza. Just recently, in our time, Pope John Paul canonized Juan Diego in front of the basilica on the hilltop before 12 million people. I have a translation of his homily in my hand. One sentence reads as follows. At this moment in Mexico's history, having already crossed the threshold of the new millennium, I entrust to the powerful intercession of Saint Juan Diego the joys and hopes, the fears and anxieties of the beloved Mexican people, whom I carry in my heart. It is now my privilege to dedicate this humble statue. I, Thomas Arthur, sculptor, hereby dedicate my work to the workers and staff of Skokie Country Club of Mexican origin, an indispensable part of our organization, who work as partners with the members. In Espanol, yo, Thomas Arthur, escultor, con estas palabras dedico y trabajo a la Virgen de Guadalupe, a los empleados de Skokie Country Club, de origen mexicano, sin duda personas muy necesarias, importantes y indispensables de este club. Ellos funcionan como compañeros de los miembros. Now, Father, please.
I'm going to see if I can follow Tom's example and see if all of you could hear me as well. If you can, just raise your hand. You could pretend a little bit like church, except there won't be a collection. But not from me, anyway. Maybe just to comment a little bit more on what Tom said. Our Lady of Guadalupe is also known as the patroness of the Americas, so sometimes we think most specifically of Mexico because of its national shrine, but in our Catholic tradition as Christians, the Blessed Mother is dedicated as a patroness. Perhaps another patron here at the country club in Tom Arthur, more than a member, more than someone completely involved. I think you've served for many years as a true patron of the club, someone who watches over and represents, guides and mentors. So too, the image of the Blessed Mother in our Catholic tradition represents that image as a patroness over our daily living. So we offer this prayer and benediction now on behalf of Tom and this image of the Mother of God. En el nombre del Padre, y del Hijo, y del Espíritu Santo. El Señor esté con ustedes. Oremos. Oh Dios, que en la Santísima Virgen de Guadalupe has dado a tu iglesia que peregrino en este mundo una imagen de la gloria futura a la que espera llegar, haz que tus fieles que han elaborado esta imagen de Santa María alcen confiadamente sus ojos hacia ella, que resplandece como modelo de virtudes para todo el pueblo de tus elegidos. Por Jesucristo nuestro Señor.
Amén.
La bendición de Dios Todopoderoso, Padre, Hijo y Espíritu Santo. We pray together, Padre nuestro, que estás en el cielo, santificado sea tu nombre. Venga tu reino, hágase tu voluntad en la tierra como en el cielo. Danos hoy nuestro pan de cada día. Perdona nuestras ofensas, como también nosotros perdonamos a los que nos ofenden. No nos dejes caer en la tentación y líbranos del mal. Now I'd like Tom's pastor. Oh, I'm sorry. I think that's right. Tom has one more thing to say.
Y ahora, ¿qué pasará con la estatua? What will happen to the statue? Traeremos a mi iglesia para el servicio a las 10 hoy. Entonces, ella regresará por algunas semanas, for a few weeks, a la biblioteca de Winnetka. Pero, ¿dónde estará la última morada, the ultimate dwelling place? La quiero con personas de buena fe, tal vez para recibir en una estantería, a bookcase. Por lo tanto, therefore, con estas palabras doy, I hereby give, la estatua a Mary Ann and Bob con muchos recuerdos. Sí.
Say it in English now.
I give my statue to Mary Ann and Bob with best regards.